Oh, this is my favorite card. This is my favorite card.
Money talks.
Money talks, baby. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. What is your highest paid deal?
My highest paid deal was $10,000, and it was with an educational brand. So I was working with them for a period of 3 months, and in that period of 3 months, I think I did like 4 videos for them that I posted on my TikTok, but they also have been using them everywhere.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Is that linked to our prior convo where it's been like the video's been used afterwards? Was that a part of your deal?
Yeah, that.
Oh,
that
it was part of the
was-
deal. Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense. That's good though. That's really good. And that was for the 3-month period, like a round figure. Okay. My highest paid deal. Interesting. So there's 2 ways to look at this. There's a side where, okay, like you said, like a long period of time, or there's like per deliverable. So I've made 790,000, and that was for 2 videos and organizing an event. Yeah, so like three deliverables, and 1 was like a physical thing. Yeah. And I think for me as well, it was like in a span of 2.5, 3 weeks. Yeah. In dollars, I think that's about $6,000, $5,000. Yeah. But it's different economies, Kenya versus America. Yeah. Okay. Next one. What's the lowest deal you've ever taken, and why did you take it?
My lowest deal is nothing.
Yeah.
And I took it because at the time I was a new creator, and it was a restaurant that I would go to all the time. So I figured if I'm getting this food for free, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't fine. I found out later, but at the time I was like, it's fine.
It happens. We've all had those ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Second lowest, the one that you got money, but it was a low figure.
it was on electronics. This one is even worse. Like, it was an electronics brand that paid us like 10,000 shillings per month to post 3 times a week on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah,
10,000.
10,000. Yeah.
That's like $80.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And
but
it was a really big brand.
They always are.
Yeah.
They always are. My gosh.
And the brief they sent me, they were like, you're a micro influencer, so this is our budget for you.
Oh, I've had those conversations. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm happy to be here. This is a big brand. But everyone thinks you're so rich because you're working with that big brand. But
The only perk I've seen with that is when you're building your media kit, and then another brand sees you've worked with, the top electronics company, they assume the same thing. So when you say, no, because I've worked with a similar brand, these are my rates. But you don't lie and say, this is what they paid me. Say, these are my rates based on prior work, etc. Just using language. Yeah. So there's a benefit, because I'm sure the 10,000 came from something in your media kit, right? Yeah. Lowest deal. Oh, I didn't finish the highest one, because I said there was for 1 gig, and then it's like extensive period of time. I've had like a contract that's been like two or so years, and that was like over $500,000 a month. So that was the best deal in terms of making money regularly over a long period of time. Yeah, but that stopped. What's the lowest deal I've ever taken? The lowest deal I ever took was, again, nothing. So I'll go to the next one. Again, it wasn't for me.
wait, why did you take the nothing one?
Oh, why did I take the nothing one?
Yeah.
Same thing. I just got here. I think I got clothes in exchange. I got clothes, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's get dressed, But then, for me, the positive is that I looked at it like, this is good for my brand kits. Yeah, so it was just to get in the door, basically. Yeah, and I was conscious of the fact it would help me later as well. Second lowest, when there was money involved, I think this wasn't for me. It was for my pod, but it's the same thing. It was again 10,000 and food, 10,000 shillings and food, and it didn't even cover production. Nothing. It covered like transport.
Yeah.
And they were very pleased that they'd given it to us. And it was like a privilege that they've, given it to us. So borderline insulting. But that didn't benefit us afterwards, to be fair. It just helped us with getting a space and, getting free food for the crew. So actually, we broke even because the bill would have been about 10,000 to feed the crew. Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself sometimes paying to work with a brand?
Huh?
In terms of like production.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you're giving the brand money to promote their thing. Oh, then you go at a loss because you've used expenses.
Yeah.
Not to work with a brand, but I've done it where you've bought the products, you've made the content so that they can work with you later. So say if I really like this moisturizer, if I probably use it anyway, I'll buy like a fresh bottle because I'm going to make a video, and then hopefully when I tag you later on in a few months, you might work with me. That didn't work out, but that's been a rationale that I've used. It's a rationale that I've used. But my weird thing with that is that, and I asked the brand manager this recently. I said, okay, if I want to get visibility by this specific moisturizer, right? And then I've been making content with other moisturizers. Would you then be like, okay, he uses competitor products or he uses moisturizing products, so let's see if he can now use ours? And I thought they would say, because you've been using this product, even if it's not branded, we're not going to work with you. But I was surprised to know that they said, if you're just in that category, we want to now take you and use you as an example with our product. So in my head, actually going into this year, I want to be tagging for no reason now. And then if it's electronics, maybe I've got a different brand TV, but this guy sees how I promote TVs and gives me a different brand as well. Because I used to just not tag to be sure that like when you come to me, I've not worked with the brand.
For me, the same thing. I would wear clothes from this one Kenyan brand, tag them in everything. They ignored me, but another fashion brand, which is bigger, and they're like, we like your style. So sometimes it doesn't work out with that brand
specific one. So just tag, I think, is the lesson. How do you negotiate with brands?
I send them my rates card, and I'm like, but if your budget is different, we can have a conversation. So I always let them know that if this is too high for you, we can still have that conversation.
Can we role play like an interaction via email? Okay. Hi Sheila, I've really loved what you're doing with your lifestyle content. We would love to just send you some gifts, and maybe you could just post us if it's something that you're interested in, and we could discuss potentially collaborating later. Send.
Hi, brand. Unfortunately, I'm not able to take on unpaid work at the time. Do you have any budget for creators at all? This is my media kit.
Okay, it was quiet for 3 days. Hi Sheila, thank you so much for your email. We've discussed internally, and we have a budget of $500 for 3 videos on your TikTok platform. Plus, we would love to gift you 2 of our watches from our new collection. Is this something you'd be interested in? Please let us know. Send.
According to... Hi, brand. According to my media kit, $500 is what I charge for a story post. So I would love to work with you on that level. But if you want me to do a video, what do you say?
3 videos on your TikTok platform, plus gifting.
This would be my rate, as I said in my head. Well, I wouldn't be that direct, but the rate is as is in my media kit. We could negotiate on that price a little bit, but 500 just doesn't work for those deliverables.
Okay. Hi Sheila, replies immediately. Hi Sheila, thank you so much for your response. We are happy to match your budget. However, can we request a story as a value add at the beginning and at the end of the campaign? Send.
Hi, brand. Sure, that works for me. Thank you. Send.
Okay, TCYL. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, fair. Yeah. So that's how you negotiate typically with brands, yeah. I think you have to stay firm. Yeah, because otherwise, I think they start here and they kind of see what they can get away with, and then when they realize this guy's not moving, or girl's not moving, sorry, then they actually go, fair.
How do you negotiate?
So firstly, I use my team as like a buffer so that I'm not there, I'm just CC'd. But typically the same as you. I also don't really reach out to brands anymore, which is a bad thing. I need to.
Yeah.
But if they do reach out, I'll offer them a package deal. So I'll try to ask them for their budget, but then it's like this back and forth where like send us your rate card, send us your budget, send us your rate card, send us your budget. If they send me the budget, this scenario, then I'll say, okay, within that budget you can get these deliverables. And then I'll also add, you get this as a value add as well. So they know they're getting a very sweet deal where I'm fitting in your money and I'm giving you something extra. Then I'll also say like, hopefully this is the beginning of a long-term relationship. So there's like more value there. If they ask me for deliverables, then I'll give them the quotation and then the rate card to back that up. Then when they come back, they'll typically come back and slash it by about 25%. Then I'll now top up and say, okay, I can't give you 25% off, I can give you 5% off. They'll be like, no, give us 10% off. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you 8. And then we'll go back and forth like that. Okay. But I think there's some non-starters where if you've done 2-3 emails and they've moved like $100, $200, I'm like, do you know what, all the best, be safe, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Or they offer you like commission.
Yeah, affiliate links. Let me not. If I
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But like, I don't mind affiliate links if it's also got payment.
Yeah.
But if it's just like
that's the only thing.
Yeah, if that's the only thing, then yeah, no. Okay. Or exposure. Sorry, what's that? We'll pay you an exposure. That's the thing. I'm so triggered right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this is like therapy.
I'm so triggered. Okay. What's the number one thing you ask brands before you collaborate?
Well, the budget, because in the past, sometimes brands would try to just be like, well, there's this one brand that I've worked with for a long time, and I found that, so sometimes after you've worked with them for a while, they're like, okay, could you do this for us? We need this by Friday, and it's like we haven't spoken about payment or anything. And if you do that, then they'll just pay you whatever. So for me, it's always the budget first, and we have to be firm on that.
Yeah, facts. Sometimes it's a good thing when they're in a rush, though. I find that when they're like kind of chaotic, they don't really know. They're like, you give them a number, they don't have time to go back and like get approval. They're just like, okay, fine, just sort of do it. Yeah. Okay. So budget first. I think the same as me, but I always ask for a deposit of 50% first, because that 30-day thing your landlord doesn't care about your deliverables. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, give me 50% so that I know in terms of cash flow, if I've done 3 videos and I'm waiting 60 days for some, 90 days for some, at least from the 3 videos, it's like I've been paid for 1.5, Yeah, because of my deposit, But then some brands say no, but if you get,
of brands say no.
But then I find like, if you say it from the jump, a lot of the time, they kind of prepare. And if you say, I can't do it unless we do, they're like, okay, fine, we'll find a way. And then if you ask 10 brands and 4 do, at least you've got like 40% of 20% of your income from that period or quarter.
Would you advise, like, let's say smaller creators to do that? Because I feel like there's some things creators have told me they do that I feel like if you're not as established or if the brand doesn't feel like they need you, they'll just say bye. So I found there's this creator who told me that when they send her a contract, she sends them a contract that if you don't pay me within this time, there's an additional fee of this amount. And I'm like, not every creator can do that.
I wouldn't send a counter contract. That's very dramatic. I would be like, can you add this into the payment clause whereby payment is within 30 days and after 7 days elapses, every day after that adds this much interest per day. Because then if you put that in the contract and you highlight that that's been said, their finance department's like, just put these guys through first, and the other guys that were chilling, will pay them in 90 because there's no consequence for that. So I'd say to do that. And then with asking for a deposit, I know there's some brands that have some like global agencies that there's no way they can put it through finance. So I'll ask all brands to do that, but like on the onboarding forms and everything, if it's huge agencies, it's not going to happen because of the cash flow thing. But if it's an independent business or you're talking to a brand owner directly, you can say, I only work with 50%, I only do that. And you can normally gauge with the kind of person you're talking to. If they're more personable and you know the order of ranking than they are, then you get more than 50% of the people will pay you a deposit. And then the other 30, you kind of just take that on the chin and use these for cash flow. But I think it's not about how big you are as a creator. I think it's about how your relationship with the brand manager or the owner, or even if you're very niche in what they're looking for, you have way more leverage to negotiate on. Because if they want a humorous video about Valentine's Day, who else are they going to go to? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something like that, you can be like, no, I need 50%, and you add 20% on to what you would normally charge because you're a niche. It's Valentine's Day, they're going to make bank, they have a budget for that period anyway. Yeah, yeah.
Do you diversify your income as a creator? And if so, how?
Diversification. Okay. Yeah, I think I have. I think I've used my brand leverage to do other projects. So, for instance, like events, my brand is evolved into like a pod as well. I've got some other things that are in the works for this year where my brand's gonna like help push it. But I think the main thing I diversified into is like probably just events at the moment. But I think creating B2C income is something I've not missed the boat, but like I've been late in doing so. But I think B2C is so key, like small items, small collectibles, especially the fact that my brand is like fashion related and we live in a city where men's fashion is not prominent. It's something I need to get into, even if I do want to as well, but like it's a need.
Yeah.
So I intend to. I haven't done it as well as I could, but I've seen the benefits when it comes to physical events, and my brand's just helped push it. Yeah. Yeah. Have you diversified your income?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I create that I don't post. There's this one brand that I worked with that I still work with from time to time, and they gave me a job of just like making them funnier. So they're like,
Oh wow!
yeah,
Like consulting.
I really like, yeah. So they're like, this is what we want to do. How could we make this relatable? So it's just like focus groups of how to reach a certain audience and how to make it relatable and funny, which I like doing. So being able to do that for brands is really good.
And I think we take for granted that kind of skill set because, you know, for you it's natural, right? Obviously it's all calculated when you're making content, but it's a natural thing that not many people can sit down and create a concept like you just did when it came to Valentine's Day, cream, you know, etc. Or even like the weekend video we talked about. So I think a lot of creators, if you could do something that other people take like double the time, triple the time, 4 times the time, I think you should definitely monetize that. I think I want to be doing more of that because one thing I was surprised in, I forgot to mention now that you've said that, is in terms of diversifying, one of the things I do is I run an agency as well. And like our biggest client came through them knowing me personally online and then me working with them as a creator. Then they became a client for now my agency that I run. And then I was shocked that they came to me first to be like, when I had the first meeting, I thought they wanted me to consult like you. But then they're like, no, we want you to actually run all of our digital strategy. I was like, okay, wait, pause. So I have this in my locker. Yeah. I've never used it and exercised it. So yes, I have diversified because you just reminded me. And I've realized that we have skills we don't realize we have because we do it every day.
We do, yeah, we do like so many things as creators. And you could use your skills to help other people.
I think a good equation could be like, you know how you said you do 5-6 things? Like accounts, reaching out, etc. I would say delegate that and then do more of the consulting. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because this comes naturally. This is what someone else does.
Wow.